Hi, I'm Jody McVittie, and I'm delighted to be the Executive Director of Sound Discipline. We all know that times are tough right now, and finding solutions to these complicated problems is a big deal. And one of the things that we do at Sound Discipline is help empower whole communities to make their lives better.
What makes Sound Discipline different is that it helps everyone think about their humanness. There really hasn't been, in my experience, another program that really thinks about and gives teachers and students strategies for being helpful and not hurtful everywhere you go in your day.
I think that the better we are in school of helping kids to learn not just math and reading, but also learn how to talk with one another and how to solve problems and how to reason with one another and how to take responsibility. The more that they can do that as children and they can grow into that as adults, that's what's going to change their world. That's what's going to make their world more peaceful and more community oriented if they can bring those skills from elementary school all the way up and on into adulthood.
Sound discipline is treading in new territory because issues around social, emotional, and cognitive abilities for children cannot be explained by any one discipline. We're learning there's a convergence across many disciplines: psychology, neurobiology, brain science, education, that no one entity, no one organization has successfully been able to knit that knowledge together in practical ways. And that, we find, is probably the hardest part of our work, working across systems and across disciplines. Change agents like Sound Discipline are few and far between because of their willingness to work across the boundaries and the silos that otherwise prevent us from real success.
It's not just something that has to be used so we can stay in the classroom. We know that we're teaching these kids how to kind of rise up and be citizens.
We recognized as a staff that effective instruction would not be enough to change kids' outcomes in life. And we decided to take on the additional challenge of actually providing explicit instruction in the skills that we knew kids lacked. Skills like self-regulation, because even with great instruction, if they can't stay in the classroom, they won't learn, and that won't change their outcomes in life.
It's equipping them to learn to communicate with each other, which will carry them through a lifetime. We have to do that. You know, we're always going to have conflict in life. And it's taking that time to teach them how to communicate, even if we all don't agree. You know, listening, talking, encouraging, but also addressing the things that need to be addressed so that everybody can be okay.
Fourth grade, I was horrible. We didn't do class meetings at all, so I was constantly getting in trouble. I wasn't able to control my temper, and so I was constantly getting in trouble in the office. But then once fifth grade started, then we started doing the class meetings, I was able to be a good child again. So it's been helping because I know what to do if I'm mad, like if my lid flips, then I know what to do. I know I have solutions that I can go to.
Everybody's kind of like, they're looking at you. They're like, actually they're listening, because when you're at your desk, sometimes you're distracted by things. And when we're at the carpet in a circle, everybody like really looks at you and they understand your problem.
You don't really need the teacher you just need the teacher to make sure like the solutions aren't crazy or something, but really you're just helping your classmates in a class meeting because you're not relying on the teacher to do everything for you.
Like say there was a problem that I had like years beyond now. I might not exactly remember the class meeting format, but I could relate to some of the problems that the other students had and use some of their solution.
They take it really seriously, regardless of how their day is going. Once we get to a class meeting and we sit in a circle, they are straight-faced, taking it serious, and it's really important to them.
This is a tough bunch of kids, but when they're given a voice, like you really see different human elements in all of them, and it's really inspiring, and it's really motivating to just kind of keep going, kind of see where their heads are going, you know, see them grow right in front of you, and to just kind of aid in that, you know, helping them grow up a little bit. And you know, it's a lot of fun.
To me, the most important part is the change in the teacher's belief in what they can do to change kids' outcomes. Every teacher wants every kid to stay in the classroom. But if you don't know what to do next, you can't do it for a child. Putting these tools in teachers' hands has made an amazing difference in their own self-efficacy. They actually believe they can keep kids in classrooms now because we gave them the skills to do it. And then if their practice changes, the outcomes for kids change. And the data shows that.
I feel like I get better at it every year, but I feel like there's still so much more for me to do because I'm a human being too, and I end up acting in ways that I want to redo, and the kids give me the grace to do it. And so that's why I'm a teacher, because it's better every day.
Schools are hungry for our work. Teachers want to do their work better, and we offer the resources that have been incredibly helpful to them.
What got me interested in sound discipline was how effective they were in educating a 43-year-old grown-up on something that should have made common sense to me, like adolescent brain development. We know in the state of Washington that to incarcerate a juvenile in the juvenile prison system costs us $110,000 a year. And if we can slow down the school-to-prison pipeline, if not stop it, we're going to save our community not just money, but we're going to save families as well. We're going to save lives.
Well, I think if society got to the point where we could let people try to fix things that they've done wrong instead of just making them pay for it, we might have fewer people incarcerated. We might have more community connectedness.
I know we go to school for math and spelling and all these things, but how we feel is important, and how we feel about ourselves is how much we invest. If we don't feel good about ourselves, how much will we invest in ourselves, you know, and how beautiful can our future look for ourselves? Do we look that far? And so the class meeting time with the compliments, with the tools given for communication, you know. I believe it goes above and beyond. We hear of shootings in our community all the time. What if one of these children is standing in that place? There's an opportunity to take it to violence, but because you can say, hey, I mean you no harm, or hey, I think you're a great person, or hey, I'm sorry, you know, giving that communication to deal with it saves not only someone's future, but it could even save someone's life. I truly believe that.
When I think about the importance of sound discipline in my building, your generous contributions make it possible for us to impact 430 students, all at the same time.
I can't think of any better investment for our community than to invest in these young people who need the help, because they're young people who have been marginalized and who have been sometimes forgotten by the rest of our community.
I know that you care about making meaningful social change in this world, and it's important for you to know that the difference that we make, the contribution we make to a kid and growing their social intelligence, their emotional well-being in a classroom, that expands out. It expands to their family, it expands to their neighborhood, it changes their future, and it changes the future of our communities. So I hope you'll join me in supporting sound discipline.